Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Coach Pav, and today I'm going to be doing a very short video on how meditation can help improve your cycling performance. If you've been listening or watching or reading my content for a few years now, even before, you cannot have missed how much of an emphasis I place on meditating and how much I value this for all of my clients. And not everyone obviously picks it up or wants to do it or sticks with it, and that's absolutely fine. It's not mandatory by any means, but those that do, including myself, definitely notice an improvement in many aspects of general life and of course cycling performance. So today I want to share that with you, give you a bit of context, and help you understand why it's going to help you, but also how to get started. Now, to the science behind this, there's a lot of science coming out, and it's obviously something that's being studied more and more, but there is specific science into how meditation can actually improve athletic performance. And what the science kind of suggests is that actually what meditation helps us do is achieve a flow state, and that can also be known as being in the zone. And this is a really important thing for endurance sports, because when you're in flow or in the zone, you're actually just performing at incredibly high peak performance, but actually time is potentially your perception of time is totally changing, and you might almost have come out of flow at a certain point. Maybe you're doing a Gran Fondo and you've just gone up a really hard alpine climb of an hour, and you actually you get to the top and you're like, wow, I feel like I smashed that, but it only felt like a 10-minute climb. Maybe it took an hour, and that's kind of what getting in the zone or in flow is. Now, to give you some context, which is probably a bit more relatable, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have done the old school 20-minute test, FTP test. You start off at a certain wattage and you hold it for 20 minutes, and there's obviously different pacing techniques, but many people have a way of doing it. But the common thing is that by the end of it you're pretty much done, and actually there's a massive mental element to sticking through it. Now, what I've noticed in myself and with the athletes who spend a portion of their day, a small portion, 10 minutes or more a day, but do it consistently over months, if not years, is that actually the 20-minute test doesn't suck any less. It's always there. But what we notice is actually you just kind of notice that pain, that suffering, and you're kind of just like, hey, you know what, I know this is going to be over in 15, 10, 5 minutes, whatever it is, and actually you're able to kind of just get through it. And of course, when you're used to meditating, it's easy to access that flow state, which is where sometimes you just have that epic performance. And I'm sure everybody has been in that, maybe not cycling, maybe something else, where you can actually genuinely come away from performance, be that whatever, and go, hey, you know what, I was definitely in the zone then. And that's just that you've managed to do that, managed to get in there. And meditation is proven to help you access that easier. Now, of course, the big thing is getting started, and that I think is the biggest block for some people. Now, it can be as simple as just setting aside some time a day to do some breathing exercises, but there are some great apps which I always recommend to my clients. Now, the two common ones that have been around for many years are Calm and Headspace. I've used both of these. I'm a regular Calm user now. I think they're fantastic. They have a great, hand-holding kind of beginner intro to meditation that will really help set you up. And I think once you get through all of that and you're doing it, they then have sport-specific courses and stuff like that, or packs, which you can then follow, which will really help you out. To be honest, I don't think it really matters exactly what pack or how you are meditating. It's literally about the time. But of course, we want you to engage with it. So sometimes, they all have free trials. Trial them out. If you listen to and you engage with the guide, then that's probably the one for you. If you're not looking to spend money at the time of recording, Balance app is currently free for your first year, so no risk in there at all. Just be sure to set about 10 minutes a day. It can be any time of day, but have the intention of starting your day in the future with this, with meditation. That's really how, if you start your day like that, you're going to notice, the best benefits of meditation. So one thing, just as I'm wrapping up, that I wanted to discuss, and this is really important because some people who have tried meditation, myself included, I had a period where I stopped meditation because I just couldn't do it. Some people have an expectation that meditation is a certain way, and that often is because we've been misled into, or led into believing that you should be able to sit quietly for this period of time, quieten your mind and get into this meditative state. And that's just not true. Meditation can be whatever you need it to be. Now, if you know me well, if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that I'm bipolar, and I find it incredibly difficult, if not impossible sometimes, to sit quietly for 10 minutes. My brain just wants to go through all of these, different, whatever it is, fears or the, challenges of the day, and it really can be difficult. And for a long time, I gave myself a lot of shit because I actually thought that I wasn't meditating correctly, when in fact, actually what I was doing was perfect, is exactly what I needed. And I think that that's the key takeaway from this. For me, if you take one thing away, is that this 10 minutes that is meditating, if you spend the whole thing working through a problem in your head and you come out of it and you go like, oh, you know what, I've run out of time and I haven't really sat quietly, that's absolutely fine. If you're listening to a guide and a guided meditation and you come out of it and you're like, oh damn, I didn't really actually listen to a thing that said, that's fine as well. Save it for tomorrow. Just go back over it, especially if you're at the beginning of these, beginner's guide to meditation, and listen to it again. That's absolutely fine, and that's perfect for you. That is your brain telling you what you need to be doing right now to actually get on with your day and improve your your experience of life. So don't give yourself shit if you can't follow the normal way to meditate. That's definitely a massive part for me. So again, short video, but I hope that you've taken something away, and this has given maybe some context to you if you've listened to my content or watched my content for many years and you're wondering why it is that I keep banging on about meditating. So hopefully this has given you enough to maybe go away and at least try it, but definitely commit to it. Don't think that this is going to be something where you're going to see instant gains. Think about it the same way as you see in your training. You don't get on the bike once, do a set of intervals, and then the next day expect to have a 400 watt FTP. And that's an extreme example, but it's the same principle with training your brain. You need to commit for a long period of time, and when you do, and you see the structure and you actually have that consistency, you're going to get massive improvements. So thank you. Again, hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, leave me a comment or a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you're on YouTube, in the description, there's going to be all the links to further resources. If you're on my website, scroll down into the blog and there'll be all the links there. So thank you once again. My name is Coach Pav. Have a fantastic day.